Hello and welcome to We Got a podcast about Dragon Ball from A to Z, from Earth to Namek to Sadala. We cover it all. My name is Randy.
And I'm Singed Leg Hair Doug.
Man, you've always got the good ones.
Got it.
I haven't even lost what the heck we're doing. We're the world's strongest under the heavens duo here every other week to talk your ear off about fights, goofs, and everything else in the Dragon Ball cosmos. Doug, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good. How about you?
I'm hanging in there, getting over a cold. Found out that it's a cold and not allergies, because as I was getting over it, my husband Andrew started coming down with it. So I was like, oh, well, it's not allergies then if I spread it to people.
Not allergies, not the worst thing either, so that's good. But you're getting better.
Yeah. So I'm getting there, which is good.
I'm glad.
What's new with you?
I joined a dating app finally.
Oh, hey, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Which one? Where do I find you? How do I hook up?
I tried to Hinge. I tried to Hinge because it seemed pretty cool where you could it's more social media based where people can just like your picture. And that'll
nice.
Instead of matching, swiping left or right, they can like a picture, they can comment on your picture or video. So I threw my pictures and maybe a couple of TikTok videos that have my funny side on there. But no, it was I don't know. It's still kind of, my confidence with dating women is so negative. But I actually matched with this girl. We talked for about an hour and a half that same night that we matched. But then I heard nothing from her back the next day, and it's been a week now. So I guess that's long gone. I thought it was a good conversation, but I guess not good enough. But that tis the dating world. So
true. Well, you gotta hit her back up. Be like, yo, what's up?
Well, I did, and I don't want to come back a week later. So it wasn't whatever. I was actually more relieved that it was over. Dating anyone in general, talking or anything like that. It's just, I'm still nervous about that kind of stuff. So
it's just about making the bestest friend in the world.
I guess I would already have one, and I'm talking to him right now.
Man. Well, if I was in two thruples, I would be like, Doug, what's up?
If I was into men.
That's fine.
It's a lot of ifs and buts.
Well, good. I'm wishing you luck there, man, because
Thanks,
you
man.
are a smart, handsome, funny individual, and you deserve happiness.
No, let me just put that sound clip of you saying that in my Hinge profile, and
do it. Be like, this is my hetero life mate saying this, not anybody else.
Right. No, unprompted.
Yeah. I didn't ask for it. I did not have a gun to his head or anything, I swear.
How you doing, though, man? How are things going with you?
I'm doing good. Like I said, getting over my cold. I've been playing Pokemon Soul Silver.
Ooh, my favorite.
It's everybody's favorite, or at least Heart Gold, Soul Silver. People are like, oh, that was the best.
Yeah, dude, it was so great. That's where I completed my Pokedex for the first time ever. Was in Soul Silver. At the time, now there's new Pokemon, but yeah,
there was probably already fucking 500 of those things at that time. So that was a lot of work.
But it was cool because there were ways to get them all, even from I think Black and White 2 was the one before that. So there were still ways to get those Pokemon on, or maybe not. I think I could still get Pokemon that I wasn't able to get from previous generations from Black and White 2 exclusively to Soul Silver. With the time machine thing, but whatever, regardless, I got all of them except for the event exclusive ones, which was so awesome. Wow.
I've been a dirty cheater and just been using cheats, and the problem was I broke the game, I think, with the cheats, because first of all, in the Pokegear, you've got your different phone numbers for people, so it's trainer, Professor Elm, mom, trainer, mom, mom.
How many mommies?
I had so many mommies. Mommies for days, Douglas.
Sounds like a good problem to me.
And then
that's what I'm trying to do on Hinge.
Right, exactly. Find me, hit me up, mommies. But that wasn't the problem that broke it. It was, so Whitney, a trainer, she's in the radio tower in Goldenrod City, and you need to go do the quiz so you can get the radio add-on for your Pokegear. And then she's like, oh, I've been trying to do the quiz forever, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I got to go back to my gym. And then she leaves.
Right.
Well, in my game, she did that, but then she didn't go anywhere. She's just gone. Disappeared. Doesn't exist.
Oh. What?
I went through her entire gym, cleared out all the trainers, and she's not there. So I had to pop out my memory card, and I had to go throw that into a Pokemon save editor and be like, yeah, give me the badge, give me the TM that she should give me, and let me just keep moving.
Just to progress the story.
Yeah, exactly. So I broke it, and the only way to fix it is to break it more.
Break it again. I mean, how did you break it in the first place? Did you ran stuff on it earlier?
So I have some cheats going. I have like a 2x experience multiplier, so I can level up faster. I've turned off the animation at the Pokemon Center, so instead of like, thanks to your Pokemon, let's go put these over here. Do.
And then accidentally hitting
thank you.
again
here you go.
to go through the thing again. Mm-hmm. That's cool. Wait, so you're playing on your 3DS.
On my hacked 3DS.
On your hacked 3DS. Oh, man. Mm-hmm. Is that the emulation police coming out here?
They're knocking at the door. What kind of siren does the emulation police have? It's definitely 8-bit chiptune sounding.
It's 8-bit, yeah, exactly.
But that's been my thing lately. I mean, being sick, I'm just like, well, I'll do that, and then also watch a bunch of Marvel movies before Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. So
that movie was a fun movie. I wouldn't watch it. No spoilers. I wouldn't watch it.
No spoilers.
I don't like. I had a friend who's like, "Oh, I'll see it again with you." I saw it and I'll see it again. But then I'm like, "Yeah, totally." I watched it and then I'm like, I don't want to see it again. It was great, but I don't want to see it immediately again. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I can feel you there. I don't generally watch these movies too often, like rewatch. Mm-hmm. I just actually rewatched Doctor Strange, Spider-Man No Way Home, like the week leading up to it, and those are the first times I've seen those again. So,
okay. No, I saw Spider-Man No Way Home like at least twice in theaters.
Nice.
And then again recently. Yeah. It's totally different after like watching it at home without the whole theater experience, without anyone yelling with Andrew Garfield and everything in a crowd.
Yeah, the energy wasn't the same.
Exactly.
We're actually here to talk about Dragon Ball, though.
What's that?
I know. Really? What even is that? Before we jump into that, I wanted to bring up last week's episode where we talked about fan-created works.
Yes.
Definitely, if you haven't heard that episode yet, give it a listen. It's so good. And I want to hear from you more of your favorite fan-created works. We had a couple additional people sending stuff on Twitter. It's just so cool because I'm learning stuff, or like there's things that I forgot. And it's just
there's so much great stuff out there, and that we forgot to mention too.
Oh yeah, I mean we only had 45 minutes. We couldn't talk about it all.
Well, I made a mental note before the podcast started. Oh yeah, mention cosplay. Episode went on. I forgot it. Episode ended. Oh yeah, cosplay.
Yeah, exactly. Didn't mention cosplay. We didn't talk about we talked about covers and stuff, but like we got to talking about Rifti Beats, and you're like, that's also a fan created. And I'm like, oh shit, you're right. Totally
it's all
forgot.
Around us, and in our day to day, we without even knowing, Dragon Ball fan created things are around us all the time.
All around the universe, it binds the universe together. It's like the Force. I would say this is like a fan-created work, but it's not. People were paid to do this. We're here to talk about, this week, Rock the Dragon, or the original like ocean dub sort of stuff.
The way we heard it back when, if you're North American, that's how you probably were first introduced to the show in the 90s, late 90s.
If you're old like us, I mean, if you're younger, then like, you had
then you saw bullshit. Blue Popo, but...
Right. But yeah, we're taking Trunks' time machine all the way back to September 14th, 1996, when the original English dub of Dragon Ball Z began airing in syndication in the US. And it wasn't on like one thing. So due to logistics of syndicated broadcast programming blocks, it was aired via local affiliates ranging from like WB, UPN, or Fox, ABC, CBS.
Is that why it was like everywhere? Okay, that makes sense.
Exactly. Well, some people are like, I watched it on ABC. I was like, I watched it on UPN. Like, it just depended on your area.
Man, UPN, I haven't heard about UPN in a long time.
Right. Well, they got gone, and then they became the CW, I think. I don't know.
Oh, American that TV totally tracks. If that's what it is, it totally tracks. Consistent quality.
Hell yeah. This original run lasted 53 episodes, covering up to Geese and Bada starting their assault on Goku. And I say, yes, that's 53 episodes, because a lot of things were edited or consolidated. They resulted in the first 67 episodes of Z being condensed down to 53.
That threw young Doug off when he started collecting the DVDs, when it all of a sudden went to like 53 to episode 81. I was like, what?
Well, the original DVDs and stuff still use the wrong numbering system. So then like the final episode is not 291. It's fucking, I don't know, 270 something.
That sucks, yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. It's super weird. So after that syndicated run, Cartoon Network picked it up to add it to its Toonami block of action cartoons in 1998. And that's where I came in, because I watched it on Toonami. First episode aired like the day before school started for 5th grade. And I've been obsessed since.
You don't say.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, I don't live it and breathe it. I got fucking figures everywhere. I do a podcast about it, Doug. Jeez.
You're just saying that because you see me in video form now, and you see all my figures behind me.
It's true. I gotta say something so that way I save face.
Exactly.
The first 53 episodes were played repeatedly. Like, I don't know, went through it like 4 or 5 times until the fall of 1999 when Funimation in-house started to dub more and we got season 3 start to finish off the whole Frieza stuff. And while I would love, Doug, to sit here one night and watch 53 episodes of 90s Dragon Ball nostalgia with you.
Oh my god.
We only did the first 4. And that's going to take us through Raditz.
I think 4 was enough. I was kind of drifting after the third one, but...
Yeah, same here. It's definitely not something I could marathon. Well, maybe I could. If, like, I knew, like, this weekend, I'm just going to just go and watch it with somebody that loves it.
Anymore of, like, Dragon Ball.
We're too old to be bingers.
I'm probably too old,
yeah.
Is? I try watching new anime, and I just fall asleep by the end of the first episode. I did nothing against the anime. It's fantastic. I just gotta
watch weekly, so that way... I'm out.
Yeah, you know, I need, like, one episode a week, yeah.
I feel you there.
I need to keep watching Jujutsu Kaisen. I need to watch Spy Family. I need to get into Hunter x Hunter. There's so much anime out there that I want to get into, but man,
there's just so much.
Yeah,
I'm watching Digimon. That's enough. No, the new 2020 version.
Oh, okay.
Which has been fun. The last few episodes have just been feels like old Digimon episodes, which is rad. So
I'm gonna add that to my list then too.
Yeah, I've had more to the pile. I know I've also got like Jujutsu Kaisen and stuff in my list. I'm like, I'll get there one of these fucking days.
I watched my Dress Up Darling. That was the one that's like, I think I'm into slice of life anime more than I'm anything because I can binge slice of life anime. Got that good heartwarming feeling.
You should watch, and I've only seen like the first 4 episodes. You should watch Laid Back Camp. Which is a very chill one. It's just like some girls in a camping club in high school that just go out and hang out at campgrounds. It's just very chill.
Never heard
of it.
They have a
dog.
Yeah.
It's very cute.
And a dog. Oh,
that's how you know it's good. They got a mascot so they can sell you some toys and stuff with that. But we're talking about some good old 90s shonen. Well, 80s shonen repackaged for Americans in the 90s.
Yeah, the dub.
So, how long has it been since you watched this? Like, I know that we watched the first 3 movies with the Ocean cast, but how long has it been since you watched edited, music replaced, Ocean dub Dragon Ball?
Sit down and actually watch an episode? I don't think I ever did after the initial viewing on Toonami. I really don't think I think, like, no, I bought the DVDs maybe in 2001, and then I watched them then because I bought them. So
right.
But after that, they served no purpose to me because then, like, the new dub came out, the Ultimate Uncut Edition, and then the Orange Box, and then finally the Dragon Box. And that's by then I was fully into the Japanese version exclusively.
Mm-hmm. This is kind of a special thing because I had gotten these episodes, I want to say sometime last fall, and I went over to a friend's house and we actually watched the first 4 episodes.
Oh, nice. Just like this.
Yeah, so that was only like 9 months ago. So, but before then, some clips here and there online just because I gotta watch Goku versus Vegeta fucking Ocean dub because that's just good stuff, man.
Right. Oh my god, yeah. Let's see what you've got, Kakarot.
We could always go back and do some choice picks, but
yeah. I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, these first 4 would be good. So what were you feeling when you came into this? Because it's been a while. This is basically just a pure shot of nostalgia going straight into your veins.
Well, yeah, especially because it pops off with Rock the Dragon, like right off the bat. The intro song comes in, and you're like, oh yeah, this song definitely has something in there that just like it plays really well to getting stuck in your head. Maybe it's the repeated words over and over again. Dragon, rock the dragon, come in me. I mean, come get me.
There we go.
Me. That's what it was, yeah. I was very surprised with how much I enjoyed watching it again. I think there's always been the stigma about, for me anyway, just like the dub equals bad. I mean, I've gotten over that over the past few years, but gaining a new appreciation for the dub in this even in this Ocean dub version of it, it's pretty damn good.
Right. I mean, it's not the show because they've changed so much. I mean, the music is replaced, the opening theme is entirely different, and
it's a whole different feel.
Yeah, but if you're going into it with that expectation, and especially if you watch it when you were younger, it's kind of very exciting to go back to something like this. And also the fact that we have a proper release that we could just go to instead of like, oh, now we're never going to get that because we're stuck with this bull crap. Yeah, it is good times. How do you feel about the casting? You know, are there any voices that stood out to you like, oh, this is good, this is magic?
Yeah, you know, the usuals. I don't know their names, but like you do, but I know Scott McNeil. He's Piccolo, right? Yeah, he does a fantastic job as Piccolo. He nails that. I think Ian McSomething.
Ian James Corlett.
Wow, I mean, is there a Mick somewhere in there?
I don't think so.
Like Kirby I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of James McCook. I don't know.
Kirby Morrow, who plays Goku, is the third.
Maybe that's something I'm thinking of. But
one.
the one here is Ian, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think he does a great job too. He has the perfect voice too, where it's just like very chipper and calm when it needs to be, and then when it's time to battle or whatever, he's got the intimidating kind of voice. He shifts it really well.
Yeah, exactly. He's not serious. He's not a superhero. I really appreciate his take.
Yeah, Krillin and Bulma's voice definitely feel dated, or like I feel much more nostalgic for them than I do any other character. Where other character like Piccolo and Goku, they kind of fit really well. I think with Krillin and Bulma, it's very
I love, and I unfortunately don't remember this voice actor's name, the guy who does Raditz in this. Man.
Yeah.
I mean, they also gave him all of the choice lines, which is
They did.
Really good.
They gave him stuff that's what seemed kind of corny and cheesy, like are so endearing to me now.
Have you seen my arm? You can't miss it. It's green.
It's green. You look a little blue there, green man. It's so great.
Oh, man.
I love the constant mention of like him being Uncle Raditz, because I don't think we get that in the Japanese version or manga, but it's just kind of like fun to hear. Like
he's really selling that.
Yeah, I'm gonna take your boy. You're gonna spend some quality time with Uncle Raditz. And I'm like, yeah, I like that.
Oh, we also had quite a bit of fun edits to things, like Roshi is drinking just a frothy mug of water.
Yeah, that's the first like major like you can't miss it. It's green kind of moment where it's like, yeah, the thing is so blue and it's like so shaky compared, because it's so hard to match up the framing of these old episodes, because these old episodes kind of jitter like a millimeter, and that's just because how things were back then. So to match that, it's annoying. And as an editor myself for AMVs, to try and match that up, I know the pain, and it's so hard to do. Yeah,
matching that frame by frame, and then like it's just a product you got to get out the door. Like we had Goku's digital diaper.
To hide the penis, the big U, the U-shaped
little
letter.
U over a big U.
yeah, exactly.
That, and like there's a water splash to cover him up too later.
Yeah, that was creative, at least, to cover up his dick. Like he was already in the bathtub and some water splash, and they covered up with that. That's great.
Good call.
I like the sound effects sometimes. I don't like sound effects most of the time, but the one time was when that little rooster thing on top of Roshi's house that like spins, it tells you northwest south. Yeah. Like when they pull the camera out and show that, and it makes a little noise, it really like I think adds to the scene, don't you think?
Yeah, I would totally agree, because now that is like the foreground element and everything happening is in the background, so we would hear that sound closer. So like putting that in there, that's good. You know, that gives it a sense of space.
It made it feel almost like a little like a Western, because of like how like you hear weeds tumbling in the distance, like you would hear that. It's really cool. I kind of wish that was, I mean, for all we know it was, and I just didn't notice it until now, but I don't think it was.
It's true. Yeah, I don't think so. And there's some other like cartoony sound effects and stuff that are here and there, but like I don't know, that's like the least egregious. Of its time,
and it was endearing back then as kids,
right? I don't think that's nearly as bad as when we've got constant wall-to-wall sound of somebody has to be talking even if they're off camera and stuff, but yeah overall is not offensive to be adding some sound effects here and there.
I think all the blaring edits are more towards the like Nappa and Vegeta type stuff. When things get gory, that's when more of the more apparent stuff happens. But for now, like nothing really, as a whole, this dub is not really offensive. It's definitely nowhere near as good as the original Japanese version, because it's just a different tone. This one, I don't want to say it's a vastly different tone, but it's got a different feel, I guess.
Yeah, there's some other ones that come to mind, like the entire removal of what Raditz does to Gohan before Gohan's like tumbling along in the grass.
Yeah, like the big slap he does to Gohan. Instead of that, it just cuts to Gohan already tumbling over.
Like, what happened? There's also that one where Goku's laying on his back and then Raditz like lands on his stomach, and in the original, like, he screams in pain, but they digitally made his face stay the same so Goku doesn't react to that happening. So it's like, oh, he's not hurt. That wasn't hurting him. It's fine.
That reminds me of the other shot of like when Raditz is holding Gohan up when he first kidnaps him, and like there's a static shot of Gohan. It looks so off. That was definitely like an edit, but I don't remember what they edited in that scene. So
was it just like more crying, and they're like, "This is traumatic.
This is too much crying.
We gotta tone it down a little bit."
Yeah, we can't show this, but we can show the bear carcass that Raditz just ate in the wilderness. There's just a full bone bear carcass that Raditz apparently ate raw.
Yeah, such a good line of like, next time I'll cook the meat. Like, he's gonna get diarrhea unless somebody murders him in the next hour.
His space stomach is strong. Don't worry. Also, this like I was telling you, like I can't watch this part of the series now and not think of Abridged because of how often
hard.
It's very because like back then when the Abridged first started, they were so good. They were the best quality comedy we had parody wise that I would just watch those 5 episodes over and over and over again. So now I just hear that whenever I see this.
Yeah, it's very hard to get that out of your head. I actually had something similar with a friend of mine. When I showed her Abridged and then Kai was happening, she wasn't watching the show, but she like turned on the TV or something and Kai was on, and she was like, it's so weird because I'm not used to these voices or these lines. I'm waiting for it to be funny because only thing animated she had seen was Abridged. She had read the manga, but she had never watched the show.
Right.
So I was like, I've ruined you.
And the funny part about Abridged is that there's so many like lines that are funny, so they stick in your head, so you anticipate hearing it. And when it's not there, you're like, oh yeah.
I had a weird, different type of PTSD, which was watching this, and I knew that some shots were coming up, and my gut was like, careful, it's going to be redrawn, and it's going to look bad, because it's like Kai, when they had some random shots that are redrawn.
Right.
It didn't make any sense, but I'm like, oh, it's going to be weird looking. I'm like, oh no, it's still the 90s and the 80s, it's fine. They didn't redraw any of these frames yet.
Yeah, it's they're like reminds me how this kind of went through. It kind of went at manga pace, where it skipped all the intro to Gohan stuff, and like kind of started us right into the story where Goku goes to Roshi's Island for the first time with Gohan, and I was like, I like that. It made the story flow a lot better. Yeah. It was Kai before Kai, but not on purpose, I think.
Yeah, well, I think it was because they wanted to get to the action faster to try and sell this to people, and I kind of agree with it, because that first episode, while it sets up a nice mystery of like first introducing us to Gohan and then like, oh, how did he save himself? I don't think we need that. Not a full half hour's worth.
Especially as we're not being introduced to Dragon Ball OG 153 episodes beforehand, where we know Goku as a character, and it would be fun to see, oh, he has a son, what's his son like? Whereas opposed to that, we're just getting this episode 1. We don't care about this character. It kind of seems boring because we don't have the full context of what it means for Goku to have a son.
Yeah, and at least by like episode 2, like Goku and Piccolo are there fighting Raditz, so like we are just zipping. We had our first episode, and like there's some fighting. There's Raditz versus Piccolo, and then like Raditz like hits Goku in the first episode.
Very engaging stuff. So it's good. It's good shit.
It hooked me.
It's
which
what got
I think,
us. I was gonna say, like we probably wouldn't be here if it wasn't for these first 4 episodes.
Gosh, I didn't even think about that while we were watching. I'm like, this is the reason why I'm here. This is why I'm on this call with you watching this.
Isn't that wild to think about? Jeez.
Yeah, it is, man. Stuff is.
Oh yeah, and like how hard not the first episode, I guess the first episode of Rocket Dragon, but I guess it would be like episode 2 or 3 of DBZ proper. The animation, not just the way it's drawn, but how dynamic
the direction
everyone is. Is that what it's called?
Cinematography.
Like cinematography. Yes. Like everyone's moving and talking. It's not just like standing there pose and the lip flaps are flapping per character. It's like everyone's moving about. Everyone's posing while they're talking. It's like a lot of effort went into this. Like Goku's eyes move around. Like he's looking around, like looking at Roshi, looking back, all this confusion. It's so subtle, but I don't think we see that much in the series at all besides this episode.
Yeah, because you brought that up, and then I was thinking, I'm like, yeah, you're right. Dang, this episode does have like really great angles and like a lot of motion just for what is ostensibly exposition and just talking.
Yeah, yes, it's just talking on Roshi's Island, and you go to Super, and you're like, no, we're not getting any of that here.
No, I'm just gonna stand here and I'm gonna have a lip flap. You'll be lucky if I blink.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, yeah, I think they did a good job in terms of like cutting this up and making it exciting for newcomers and explaining a lot of stuff as we go along of like, who's Piccolo, and people have been dead and have been brought back, so they shouldn't go fight because if they die again, they can't be wished back.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of that is the original script of it being translated over, but it's good that it's there. It obviously worked because we didn't have issues following along. Like, oh, obviously Piccolo is this bad guy, even though we just met him.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, Goku's the strongest. We get all that. And this is his son. We get everything. Oh, they even explain the Dragon Balls within the first like 3 or 4 episodes. So like when Raditz dies, when Goku and Piccolo spilling the beans to Raditz in his transmitter. To his live stream. You said Raditz is like
Vegeta and Nappa subscribe to my Twitch live streams. They're definitely hearing all of this.
They're definitely listening, and they heard everything about the Dragon Balls. It's like, oh man.
Yeah, I guess I didn't, putting it that way, it's like, this works, and I guess we can say that it works because we at the time were the target demo.
Yeah, totally.
Which is wild to not be that anymore.
Right. I can appreciate it for what it is now, but it's just after being introduced to the Japanese version, it's a totally different show.
Yeah, absolutely. And I am glad that we eventually got that. But it's nice to have this too, just to go back and be like, what was it like back then? Which has been a trip because I've also been watching the original Deke Sailor Moon. I finished season 1. I'm partway through season 2 now. So I'm just living that Toonami 1998 life, and it's wild and it's
great.
Bring
you back.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, I still kick myself over not ever buying that Rock the Dragon box set when it came out. Like I didn't think I thought I would have bought it eventually, so there was no rush to get it, but I should have realized the power of nostalgia. Everyone bought it and it sold out really quickly.
Or that
should have bought it.
Yeah, that it was going to be such a limited run thing, and it's like, nope, your time has passed. Like
as a collector, like that missing from my set, that is what made me a fan. To not have that, it kind of hurts a little bit, but I ain't paying $400 for that thing now, so it's not.
Because I looked it up on Amazon yesterday, and it's like, oh, somebody's asking $400 for it. I'm like,
MSRP was probably like 70. I think it was 70 if I remember correctly, and it was like that was a lot of money when I was buying these DVDs.
At that point in my life.
I was like, maybe I'll save up to buy this later, and that's when it didn't happen. So,
and it kept slipping down the priority ladder, and then eventually it's like, out of print, too bad.
Yeah, I wasn't too upset, but now looking back, like, dang it, should have grabbed it.
Right, exactly.
So another thing I should have grabbed, going back to the Rock the Dragon set, is like the SH Figure Arts version of Vegeta in his first appearance colors.
Oh, man. Yeah.
I had stopped collecting those SH Figure Arts figures like right before then. If I had just bought that Vegeta, that Vegeta goes on sale for crazy amounts of money, even like to this day. I kind of wish I had that one.
Right. We could sit here and we could talk about our regrets all the live long day.
Oh, I could.
But we've been jabbering old men talking about when we were kids and when we were cool and we knew what was hip.
The good old days.
Exactly. But I want to take a little break here. And I want to come back and I want to hear what some other people had to say about this time in Dragon Ball and this sort of kind of release.
Can't wait.
So we will be right back. Okay, and we're back to hear what you guys had to say about this time in Dragon Ball history, this release, your memories with this whole Ocean Dub shenanigans. First up, we had Colton at Sniper King 323, the manga maverick himself.
Yeah.
Says, I got into Dragon Ball Z after Funimation started doing their own dubbing in-house, so I don't really have any experience with what the show was like before then, so I'm looking forward to listening to this episode. Well, good news! Colton, you're listening right now, I assume, because that's
vicariously through us in our experiences.
Hopefully we did it justice, and if you're interested, you should give it a watch to see what the past was like.
I don't know if it's like run out and do it. I think the end, as long as the end product is that you're a Dragon Ball fan, that's all that matters, really.
That's true. You could have came into it differently. and you still love it, and that's what matters.
Yeah. It is fun to see like the little funny edits that this set did, but I don't know. I wouldn't invest too much time in it.
Yeah, and definitely don't invest money into it. You don't need to do that. It's not a worthwhile product.
Would that go straight to Funimation anyway? Because it's
yes.
Yeah. I think the Ocean dub was always Funimation regardless, even those like DVD sets.
Yeah, so to clear up confusion, it was produced by Funimation. Mm-hmm. The discs were made and published by Pioneer, and the dubbing was done by Ocean Group in Canada. So it's a Funimation product, but they didn't do any of the stuff in-house, so it was all subcontracted.
Right, so it was released by Pioneer, but it wasn't like a Pioneer dub.
No.
It was always the Ocean, and then Funimation finally took it in-house. Like starting like Captain Ginyu.
Yep, gotta save some money. Those Canadians, man, they cost too much.
Yeah,
too many loonies for that.
They gotta. Never mind. I was gonna say something about medical bills, but whatever.
Universal healthcare, you know.
That's where all the money's going. The Dragon Ball funds. But no, I remember like getting when I was first buying DVDs, collecting them. It was always weird to me. I didn't know all that, so I bought what I could, and it was Captain Ginyu. That's where it started. I'm like, that's really weird. Why Captain Ginyu? And then I had to buy the quote unquote Pioneer versions, and they look so vastly different, box art related than everything else. I'm like, this is really weird. Yep. Why is that? And then it wasn't until later that I found out why.
Yeah, I mean, they changed everything, you know, and it was
the whole tone, like because all the voices, I mean, changed too. Like because once I bought all the DVDs, I watched them straight through, and like, whoa, everything changed as soon as I got to this Captain Ginyu disc. Weird. Mm-hmm.
All of those Pioneer releases, the VHS and DVDs for the singles, man, they had great art. Like, it was really good promo art.
Yeah.
And then they just started doing, for the in-house stuff, it was just either screen caps or vectorized redraws of screen caps of the show that would look real bad.
Yeah. Man. It was kind of lame. I think they got better at picking screenshots. I like the last DVDs they released were like the Cell Saga stuff.
Yes.
And I think by then they picked good shots.
I had a Pike Han one from like VHS, and it was like a redraw, and it looked gross.
But no, the Pioneer ones were so awesome, and like they were unique art. Well, at least not like screen caps.
Right.
It was so cool.
Actual good promo art.
And they had like cool box sets, like the box sets that like the box that would encase all the DVDs were cool to have. And even the VHS ones, I think all the VHS spine art like made an awesome image. I think the future ones did too, but these more so uniquely.
Yeah, absolutely. Tanuki Joe at Tanuki Kuribo / Raccoon Bob himself. The Mayo Man.
I just saw that highlight reel. That's so freaking funny. How JP describes it. It's like, stop interviewing me. That's the story. I just saw Mayo.
Look up at Tanuki Kuribo if you would like to learn more about mayonnaise.
Everyone knows him already. He's
just
the viral
case.
Man without being unintentionally.
I do not know every single person that listens to this show. I can't just assume they are all in on the Mayo-verse.
If you don't love Joe, you will love Joe, so go check him out.
Joe says, I can remember whole episodes of this dub and recite them as if I was singing along to a favorite song.
I would love to hear that commentary track. Or not commentary track, just the dub. I want to hear the Tanuki Joe dub.
The Tanuki Joe dub, I think, is something we all need, and he can tweet it out and then delete it shortly afterwards. I think that's what we're looking for.
A limited release.
I would love it. Man, I have that sort of feeling, but for the movies, because I had those tapes, so I watched those a lot. These episodes, not so much.
No, like I said, the abridged kind of took over everything when I think about this part
other
of the
than
series.
a few key scenes later, specifically like Goku versus Vegeta. I watched clips of that all the fucking time, and I recorded that episode because I had like a church thing when that episode aired, so then I had to record it, and I came home and I watched it over and over and over again because it was dope. You know, it was the big Kaioken Kamehameha versus Gallic gun. So I was like, well,
as long as God wasn't watching
shit.
you, then that's all gravy.
That's true. Ryder, CR Berserk One Piece Yu Yu Hakusho at Gen Ryu Sal Ryder says, going from the Pilaf arc to the 23rd Budokai arc through the manga as a kid, and then watching the anime through the Ocean dub meant this was the first time I'd ever heard these characters speak. And they're still the voices I hear for this portion of the story. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, once you hear it, that's kind of like, that's what sticks with you. it's weird when I read the manga. I can't tell you who sounds like what. I mean, probably Scott McNeil Piccolo all the time, though. I think that's probably it.
It's like Chris Sabat and Sean Schemmel. That's who I hear when I read the manga. Even though I'm desperately telling my mind, no, hear Masako Nozawa. Your mind just associates with what it wants to, so it just associates. For me, exactly. I guess because I'm reading in English. If I was reading it in Japanese, if I took the time to learn Japanese and then read the Japanese tankobon, maybe I'd hear Masako Nozawa. But I'm reading in English, so I hear English voices.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. That's all I had there. But you know what? Unlike last week, Doug, we got trivia.
Okay.
All right. Better strap in, strap on, and welcome to trivia.
I've always got my strap on.
That's the spirit. Always have it. Question number 1.
Give it to me.
What is the official name of the opening theme used for this dub?
Oh, I do not know this. Dang it. You make me think my entire life that, it's Rock the Dragon, so it's going to be Rock the Dragon. Then you introduce a question that's like, obviously, this is not the correct answer, so what is it going to be, Doug? It's not called Rock the Dragon?
I will give you a hint. It is not called Rock the Dragon.
Guitar cover by so-and-so on YouTube? That's
sick guitar cover. No.
Whenever I look on Google, that's the first thing that pops up for me.
So your answer is it's not Rock the Dragon.
Does it have an actual name that's like... I can't imagine it being something other than Rock the Dragon. That's all the lyrics are.
Soliloquy.
Yeah. The Great Adventure of the Dragon Balls.
I will tell you the answer right now. The answer is main title.
Oh, you mother flipper. Are you serious? That's not fair.
It doesn't really have an actual name, but that's what it's called.
Let's put that on my resume. Yeah, I made main title for Dragon Ball Z.
I made main title. Probably
I'm main title guy.
Main title. All right, question number 2. What Pioneer VHS tape was the first official home release of subtitled Dragon Ball content in the United States?
What? Can you repeat that question, please?
Sure. What Pioneer VHS tape, so this is back in the Pioneer days, was the very first time we got subtitled Dragon Ball content released here in the United States?
Oh, it was like the movies, right? It was like the Dead Zone.
Boom, you got it. It was Dead Zone.
Yes,
the very first time.
I remember, I think it was a Tree of Might or the second or third movie where it included like a Namek subtitle track. Do you remember that?
Oh, I think I heard about that, but I don't... Wow, man.
Yeah, it might have even been the first movie. I'm not sure, but something had like a Namek subtitle track, or at least like a menu track, and it was really like trippy.
I have those DVDs.
Cool.
I should go check that out.
You should, yeah.
That could be
wild.
That's my
trivia to you, buddy. You learned something new from me this time.
Yeah, look at that. We
Uno
teach
reverse
each other.
Card.
Uno reverse. Question number 3. When Funimation returned to redub and re-release the original 67 episodes proper, what label was applied to that release? What was it called?
Ultimate Uncut Edition, baby.
Boom, just like my penis.
Yeah, sure. I know Ultimate Uncut too well because they kept boasting about it, like the Ultimate Uncut. Like, who names it Ultimate Uncut? It was such a joke back then to hear that. And then what was even more funnier and jokier was the trailer that they included with the fake Japanese words sprawled all over the trailer.
We don't have to, like, this isn't edited. We're bringing it to you raw. Like, you did it the first time. Like, that was your fault. You could have done this the whole time.
You dumb Americans don't know what this is. Like, we can feed you shit. You don't know what's going on.
All right, man.
And they released like the first Saiyan Vegeta Saga, and then they started on the or was it like Saiyan Saga then Vegeta Saga?
They got too many fucking arcs.
Yeah, one box set was blue, and it came with a Goku figure, and the second one was a blue box set, and it came with like a Vegeta figure, and they only released one DVD of that, or one or two,
Yep.
and then it got canceled for the orange bricks.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so mad at the orange bricks for that because as a collector, there's a hole in my collection now.
Mm-hmm. Well, you could also say the same thing about the level Blu-rays because that also only came out so far.
God, that's the most disappointing.
Yeah.
I think the Ultimate Cuts had like commentary tracks or behind the scenes or something.
Oh, whoa.
That was interesting. Oh, no, they had I think like a side-by-side comparison of what was an edit and what wasn't. Like they had a ketone cloud on the bottom right of the screen when something was an edit in or cut out or whatever. It was kind of intriguing.
Huh.
It was something like that. I think if anyone out there listening knows better, remind me, but it's something like that.
Yeah, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
All right, last one for you. What year was the complete Rock the Dragon DVD set released?
That was 2000. Let's see, where was I at my time of my life? I had just finished high school. I was picturing where it would go in my collection, and I was like, no, it would look ugly there. But which case was that? Dang it. That's got to be like 2009.
So I'm talking about that. Here it is. Here's the Rock the Dragon complete collection. Just all the episodes.
The wide red thing with like Goku and Vegeta about to clash. Yeah.
Yes. And you're going with 2009.
Is that too early? Is that too...
Is that the answer you really want to give, Doug?
That's where I was in life, man. Or was it? No, I was in where my mom has my collection now. So it was a lot more recent than that.
Mm-hmm.
And we moved in there in 2015. So I'm going to guess 2016. Just give me the answer.
It's 2013.
Okay. My history is way off. I don't know when I lived where.
You're like, I just got out of high school. I'm like, what? How young are you?
Me and my family move out of the houses a lot.
Okay, that's fair. So that would throw me off too.
That's where like I'm trying to like where in my time of my life was I thinking about putting this in my collection, and I just can't remember now.
Yeah, if you move around a lot, that really jumbles with the memory.
2013 sounds about right though.
I mean, it's because it's correct.
Now that you say it, that's my first guess. Can we cut this whole thing out? 2013 is my answer, Randy. Thanks.
Dude,
I already know
what's right away. First
you don't have to tell me. I already know, buddy.
Fucking nailed it, man.
I'm a Rock the Dragon stan here on out.
Oh, yeah. So that's going to kind of bring it to a close for us this episode. Thank you guys for listening. We love interacting with you and keeping you in the conversation, talking about our favorite franchise in the world. Talk to us more about Rock the Dragon. Talk to us more about your favorite fan-created stuff. We want to hear it. Tweet at us at WeGotAPod and email us at WeGotAPod@gmail.com. Doug, what about music? What do we use in this show?
Music? Well, we got to thank our good buddy Rifti Beats for letting us use this track, Kakarot theme hip-hop trap remix. You can find it and other great tracks by Rifti on SoundCloud. Thank you to our sponsors. Randy, where can the people find you?
They can find me at Saber_Breaker, or if you want to hit me up on that Tumblies, I'm just at SaberBreaker.
You're really going to go for that Tumblies.
I did, and you know what? I started following you. I don't think you posted anything in a long time.
I got the notification. Okay. It said, hey, remember us from Tumblr? Well, this guy named Saberbreaker followed you, so just FYI. I'm like, great. I thought I only got people spam bot accounts following me like once every 3 months. Now I got an actual human being.
I am spam bot in the flesh.
I know that spam bot. I do a podcast with him.
Where can people find you on places like the Tumblies?
I probably do have a Tumblr under Jabaz or Jabaz Doug. I think it's under Jabaz, but yeah, everywhere else Jabaz Doug, you'll find me on there. I'm not Jabaz that has like a capital D, capital B, and capital Z as I intended, because someone else snaked that from me like 20 years ago.
Fuck.
And decided to make an account everywhere, and all they do is just upload random 2-minute soccer clips. And I was like, what does he have Jabaz for? Whatever.
But what an a-hole.
No, I'm sure he's fine, but
no,
whatever.
Man, he's probably a war criminal. We could say that.
Sure, yeah, let's say that. Unofficial, off the record.
There we go.
But yes, please subscribe to the show, tell your friends, post a review. It super helps us out, and we'll catch you next time.
Heck yeah, see you then, peeps.